2.5 years ago, I saved up my money and I bought a wonderful, nice, big, professional grade Canon PRO-300. The intention behind this printer was to print fine art prints to sell at events and on my online store. And I did that. This printer had been a workhorse for 2.5 years and for 4,800 sheets that it printed in that amount of time. Until one day, I got an error code, 1700. But no worries, I figured out a hack around it, and I'm gonna share that information with you today on what I did and what worked for my printer to get it back up and running so I didn't have to buy a new printer. Hi, I'm Abigail. I'm an artist. I make whimsical artwork to spread joy. I mostly create in traditional mediums such as oil and gouache. I'm sharing with you what I've learned since I started my art business and hopefully helping to speed up your process a little bit. If you're here, that means that you probably have a Canon printer as well, or you're looking at getting one, but you wanna make sure that this obstacle, which is a freaking huge obstacle, is not getting in your way. You've come to the right place. We're gonna go through this real quick. I recorded a little bit of it when it all happened, but not really, so I'm gonna talk about it and just try to show you what I have, and hopefully it all makes sense to you. Get out a notebook and take some notes. The dreaded error code 1700, it says something like, the maintenance cartridge is close to full, contact Canon support. If you haven't contacted Canon support about this, they tell you you're pretty much shit out of luck. They tell you that this maintenance cartridge cannot be replaced, that it's not a true cartridge. And so what that means is that once it's full, the printer will leak ink everywhere, so they have a safety shutdown on it. And there's no way to replace it, there's no way to repair it, you just have to buy a new printer. I wasn't having any of that, so I took to the internet. And there, among the internet, in the deep, deep troves of forums, I came across a few things. Error code 1700 is a problem, but you can continue running your printer for a while. I think it lasted me about a couple of weeks, and then you get the next code, which is like 1702 or something like that, and it shuts down your printer. You can't use your printer anymore. It's done. It's over. Sayonara. I did run mine up until that point. If you're here and you're experiencing this, or you're looking into getting the Canon, no worries, I've got you. This is my fix and how I did it. A few little disclaimer notes. Don't skip any of these steps. They are all important. And this is what worked for me. I cannot guarantee this is what is going to work for you. And if maybe your model was made a year before mine or a year after mine, that can change things. This is just what worked for me. This hack, we've got a couple things we have to do. We have to reset the internal counter. We have to take it apart and remove the pads in the bottom. We have to clean them and dry them thoroughly. And that's it. That's all. How to reset the internal counter. I recommend doing this step first because if it doesn't work for some reason, you're not wasting time and energy working on cleaning out maintenance pads and the mess that it all entails. The first step then with this is, I'm gonna refer to my notes here. So what happens with this is that you have to boot your printer into service mode. There are some third-party downloads that you can put onto your computer and apparently be able to do that, but they all looked really sketch, like that 1990s sketch, like this is gonna give you all kinds of viruses stuff, and I wasn't into it, so I went ahead and kept looking for other solutions. What I found after a deep dive onto the internet is some wonderful forum, which I will link in the description, but what they said here, I'm gonna read the notes, is with the power off, press and hold the power button, then still holding the power button down, press and hold the stop cancel button, which is the pink triangle, while holding the power button down, release the cancel button, then press and release the cancel button 6 times. Then press down on the cancel button again, and then release both buttons at the same time. I know that's really difficult to track, and I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the description below too, so check that out. At that point, once I did all of that, the screen just automatically showed my counter, and I was able to reset my counter to 0. I will warn you, this will now allow you to print. Do not print because your maintenance cartridges are full. You have to clean those out or else ink is gonna spill all over your countertop out of your printer and it's gonna be a mess. Taking apart the printer is fairly simple. You just flip it around and access the back panel of it. You'll need a screwdriver to remove that back panel. In this tray are a bunch of these little pads. Every single one of those pads has to be cleaned and thoroughly dried. If you don't thoroughly dry those pads, you could be running into issues of exposing mold and mildew into the printer environment, and nobody wants that. I did record the process of removing the pads, and I'm so thankful that I did, because the way they were all put together was the weirdest little jigsaw puzzle. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to put it back in the same way. So I do recommend, if you've got a camera, your phone, just record that process so you can put it all back in the same way. I threw everything in a bucket, rinsed out really, really well in my garage sink. I do recommend that you wear gloves because it is full of ink and you're going to stain your fingers. Rinse it out really, really well until the water's running dry out of each one. I did try to like kind of wring them a little bit, but I didn't want to wring them too much because I was afraid it would damage the integrity of the cotton. I did see where some other people were able to order new replacement pads, and I'm sure that this is something you can do. I didn't want to put the time and money into it if this is something that wasn't going to work. So when this happens again though, I'll probably go ahead and just order new pads. My pads did take about probably a week to dry, so make sure you're planning accordingly. If you're trying to run a bunch of prints, or you know that you're gonna have orders coming in, try to set up your shop accordingly. I'm not gonna tell you how to do your business, but just plan accordingly because your printer is gonna be out of commission for a while. I will let you know that I did talk about in my printmaking video that my PRO-300 is my newest printer, and I did opt to go ahead and buy that when everything started happening with my 300 because I was feeling like it was a little unpredictable and I couldn't afford the downtime of not having a printer if my 300 went down. Fortunately for me, my 300 is still running just fine, and I actually have enjoyed having two printers because I'm able to print prints that much faster when I need a ton for a big upcoming art fair. It saves me quite a bit of time. I hope that you found this video helpful. If you're looking into getting a printer and if you're looking into how to make fine art prints, I do have a video on that if you want to check that out. There's all kinds of good information in there. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I hope that this was helpful, and good luck in repairing your Canon, and let me know how it goes for you. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye, friends.